without further ado, let's just start. Let's start as to why I annotate. I'm obsessed with these types of videos in the regular booktube sphere, so I watched a lot of them. But anyway, why I annotate, let me tap on a book while I talk. Frankly, I don't think it was on my radar whatsoever. But then my best friend gifted me book tabs for Christmas, I think, like these like palettes, and I didn't think much of it. And I decided that I'm just going to use it for something. I don't know what my thought process was when I tapped my first book, but yeah, I didn't think much of it. And when I was reading the first book that I've annotated, I was using just the book tabs, and I think I was just kind of tapping the plot, kind of going on moments that I particularly liked. I think at that point already I tapped like character descriptions and stuff like that, but I wasn't writing in my books whatsoever. I think I started writing in my books with the third book, but that was because I unexpectedly didn't really vibe with the third book. I was kind of hating on it, and I loved dragging it through dirt, so that was very fun to be commenting on any scene that I didn't enjoy or found ridiculous and stuff like that. So that was the first time that I was writing in my books, and then it kind of transformed into me more properly annotating. Now, the reasons why I do it now, I get such a gratifying feeling whenever I see the tapped up book. No matter what the book is, I want to tap it, because when I see it fully finished, all tapped up, it makes me feel like I've accomplished something, like I've read it. I know that you absolutely do have read a book if you don't tap it, obviously, but there's just something that like scratches an itch at the back of my brain whenever I see the book I have the tabs, because it's like it's strikingly obvious that I've interacted with the book, and if it's tapped up till the end, it probably is that I've read it fully, It just really is super satisfying to me. It fills me with such a giddy feeling. So yeah, it's mostly about the interaction of the book and how I feel about the book afterwards. So even if I do not like the book that much, the fact that I've annotated it and kind of interacted with it makes me like the book more, and it becomes much more of a prized possession. I don't own that many books. I mean, like, I don't have a giant library, so I cherish every single one of my books. So having them as my prized possessions is something that I'm capable of doing. But I know that if I had like a big library, I probably maybe wouldn't be annotating every single book. But it's something I enjoy, and I find a lot of genuine joy in it and in the process and everything, and customizing the book and all of that. So let's go to supplies. I've mentioned that I use book tabs and I write in my book. Now, let's start with how I write in my book. I only use a pencil. I don't want to use a pen. Please don't ever let me use a pen. Not that there's anything wrong with it. The only reason is that I quite struggle with the concept of something being permanent. I struggled with it before my tattoos and everything. I don't want it to be permanent. I like the fact that I'm able to erase it, and it's mostly, sorry for the train, and it's mostly because I don't necessarily have bad spelling. Like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I don't have bad spelling or whatever, but sometimes, yeah, I misspell things, or I have a horrible sense of spacing things. Like, I cannot space things for the life of me. That is one thing that I'm genuinely horrible at, and I don't mean this in like I'm so bad at it and then I do well. No, I genuinely space things so badly to the point where it's just like, if I wrote it with pen and I would have it spaced all wrong, I would have a mental breakdown. I'm not kidding, like I would. So doing it with the pencil is something that I'm much happier about, and feel much more relaxed one of the reasons is as well. Whatever. One of the other reasons for that is it's too late and I'm overeating. Is that I actually like when the text is obviously printed in black. I like how the pencil isn't in such. It's not taking me. My attention isn't immediately on the pencil. It goes to the text and then I register the pencil. Some people might actually like how striking the usually black pens are, but I prefer the light gray writing because in the end the text is what I'm focusing the most on, and I just get like these little quips here and there from my annotations. So yeah, I use a random pencil. I use the Koh-i-Noor. I use 5B. B is the softness. This is relatively rather soft. The reason why I like to use a relatively soft pencil is because I just like my writing with it more than leaving potentially like engraving into the page if it's too hard, the lead. I know some people have like worries that the pencil smudges on the other pages and stuff. It has not happened to me yet, but that might be a thing. But yet again, you can erase it. Of course, don't go hard over the text, because if you use a rubber an eraser over the text, you will take off layers of the text. But if you're gentle, you really don't have to worry about that. And yeah, I use this for underlining as well. So yeah, I'm a pencil kind of gal. I don't want to do pens. Please don't ever let me do pens, purely because I feel like I will have a mental breakdown if I use a pen. But you do you if you use a pen. Okay, so that's when it comes to writing. I don't highlight in my books. I'm not gonna lie. I've been kind of recently feeling like, oh, maybe I would like to highlight, but yet again, I'm also very particular when it comes to highlighters. It's like, obviously they're rather sheer, so when you go over a spot that you've already highlighted, it gets darker, and I don't like these little imperfections. Obviously, my annotations aren't perfect, but I like to avoid these things that are permanent, and I'm quite a perfectionist in this sense. I don't have OCD from what I know, so I don't think it has anything to do with OCD or anything, but I like things to look as neat as possible. That's one of the reasons why I also, whenever I underline things, I'll show you examples and stuff, use a ruler. I use a ruler. This one is from like a notepad. I have 2 of these. They're pretty handy. But on some of the tabs, you also have a ruler as well, and that is super, super handy. Sorry for the ring light. I always use that. I have a wonky canopy. It's not really handwriting, I just can't draw a straight line. And I hate not having straight lines. So yeah, I will use a ruler, and I don't care if that means that I have to carry more things around. I refuse to make lines that are not straight. That's the thing. Yet again, I can't use a pen because if it's not straight, I'm going to lose my chin. So yeah, that's that. And then when it comes to tabs, I'm going to show you already. So I guess I can. Let me take out a random one. I use these tabs that everyone and their mother uses. They're the ones that are in a multitude array of colors. Because I match my tabs to my cover. I refuse to tab the book if I don't match it. text, you have to like focus on the text and then you'll be able to read it, but it's not very obvious right off the bat, you know. I'll show you where I keep my tabs because I have an obscene amount of tabs. I am fully aware. I keep okay, you know how to talk about this. I have this little pot that in like 2013 was the biggest lifestyle YouTube thing. All the girlies had everything in this. I have these and I decided to use some of it for my tabs. Now you can see some of them. I'll show you them. However, that's not all of them in here. Trying to think of how to explain it so that it makes sense. Because I have obscene amount, I have doubles of certain color palettes because they come in certain color palettes based on what you order. Obviously I have doubles because I can't run out of color because I'm insane. So I don't want to keep them all in one spot because I'm already telling you that when I kept them all together, the pot was too full. I couldn't do that. So I also have this handy dandy thing. It's like an organizer. It's ugly, but it's pretty good. In the pot, I keep all the palettes, like book tabs, palettes, like the OGs, the winners of each. It's difficult to explain. Let's use examples, okay? I have this color palette, for example. Okay, I will keep one in the pot, and if I have doubles of this, I'll keep doubles in these so that I don't have multiple of this sheet in the pot that I'm currently using. We're understanding each other as of right now. Good, great. So that's what I do for the tabs. I check which ones I have doubles of and everything, and I keep one of each in the pot so that I have all of my possible colors available to me when I'm choosing what book tabs to use. Now, when I have doubles, you see that there's 3 layers. For these tabs, I use these two. In here, in this one, I keep ones that I've going to pick out one like this. I know about this one. In the top one, I keep. I'm going to put this down for a second. I keep ones that I've already used up some colors of, such as this one's a small one, so let's use that. In my flowering pot, I keep this one. They're the regular neon colors. You can see I've completely used up the pink. I am running low on the orange and stuff like that. I used up neon pink. I don't keep neon pink in my flowering pot as of right now because I still have these. So I would have double of this color and double of this color and double of this and double of this, and only the hot pink would be fresh and new. So I don't want to keep too many of doubles in my flowering pot, the immediate ones that I constantly reach for. So I know that I've used up this color, so it's not a full sheet. So I keep a full sheet ready to go in the first drawer of the organizer so that so I don't keep both of them in the flowering pot because I have one too many doubles then, and it's just pointless, in my opinion. So I do these with all of the ones that I've kind of used up some colors of. So you can see in here, you see it's much emptier because I used up some colors, so I keep a full fresh sheet in the first drawer so that I have it ready to go if I need it. In the second drawer, I keep all of my doubles that I have not used up. They're ready to go once I use up a certain color or a full sheet. They will either move into the first drawer or I'll replace them in the immediate pot. And in the third one, I actually have kind of a special one. I'm not gonna lift the organizer anymore, but I can take out the last ones. I'm going to pick just some. I keep there these, which are these extremely thin ones. At first, I didn't have these, and I was determined to be cutting up my own for books that I need these thin ones for. I'll talk about the cases where I need them. So I have a sheet of these. I have cut these up myself. It was excruciating, thank you. I will use these up, but I'm very happy for the convenience of these. I have not used these yet, so I cannot tell you, but I believe that they're pretty thin and see-through. So yeah, because I believe these are all for highlighting text, but when I have dense books, like small and dense books, the regular book tab, the rectangle ones, might be a little too big for what I wanted to highlight, and it will be kind of pointless to be having them all on top of each other because it will be just too messy. So yeah, for example, I don't know if you will know of the book. I actually don't have any that I can show you, but East of Eden by John Steinbeck, there's this edition that is just rather small and it's very dense. And my friend, she used like these thin ones, and it looked much better and much more clean and much more organized. So I keep these for that. Or I have a version of Dracula, Frankenstein, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, all three in one book, and that's yet again smaller and denser. So it looks better like this. So yeah. Now I can show you some of the tabs that I am using currently, like the color schemes. You can see one that I've made. To put them there. You can see this one. This is a sheet made up of leftovers. So you see I have a lot of, no, this is actually one I prepared for a book, but it's made up of leftovers mostly. This one, I've used up some colors. 21 minutes and I haven't even told you how I annotate. We love to see it. Like this. Let's just go slightly quicker through them. Some of the colors are definitely repeating, or they're so close to one another, even though I see a difference when you put them in the book. You probably won't see a difference, so in that case I just used the slightly different tones because in the end you won't notice. And some palettes have like double rows, some don't. So yeah. If the book were short, I probably could just use like, the pre-made sheet if it doesn't have double stacks of certain colors, but I don't read books that are that thin. I seem to tackle books that are 300 pages and larger for some odd reason. So yeah, this is without the ruler, just like a floppy sheet like this. Some of the rulers are kind of wonky though, so keep that in mind. I don't think they're quite accurate, to be honest with you, but beggars can be choosers. You can get these on Amazon and I believe other places as well. I have an obscene amount, but I'm also absolutely it's just next to the part that I've been meaning to highlight. And because I don't have a given color system, I can't be like, oh, pink always means love and blue means sad moments and stuff like that. I do these things. I know some people keep like, what is it called? Like color. What is it? What, I can't think of the word what it's like called, but they essentially place each tab color that they are using and they write what it means. Well, that is brilliant. As you could see, the reason why I even have that many tabs is I am absolutely dreading the moment I run out of a color. And the fact that I would waste a single tab on this makes me anxious, and I just hate it. I hate that idea. So I am psychotic enough to write describe each color of the tab and then right next to it what it means. So in here I have mint green, that is plot, characters, everything essentially. I was not yet that unhinged. Next up is more yellowy green. You see, I have to describe it like this, but the thing is I see the difference. And if I one day I'm not gonna be able to see colors for some odd reason, it wouldn't even help if I had the tabs laid out, because it doesn't matter, I can't see the colors. So, you know, more yellowy green is I am an art history slut, so some art history trivia. I legit know I used some of this color for some plots, so frick, I was running out. So yeah, I was quite loose when it comes to which color I used for what. Beige orange is jaw dropped, and off-white, man, Frank really hit it different with that quote. So yeah, that was the first one. Not yet that unhinged. Especially not yet that unhinged when it comes to the amount of the tabs, because I love this book. This is my favorite book, so you know. I'm going to put you. Let's put you here. Next up, I don't have that many books annotated, so I can show you all of them. Next up, I for example annotated What Moves the Dead, and you can see that there's a good amount, but they aren't everywhere. And in here, I was using pinks for the fungi on the cover, and I used, yet again, I have these little square papers that I just have, and I tape them with masking tape. The masking tape seems to be quite strong, so I usually first lay it on my hand to get some of the residue off, the residue glue, and then tape it on the page. It holds well, and it doesn't tear out the page in case you want to take it off. And in here I said, saturated pink is shock, jaw dropped, plot was fucking plotting. Baby pink is Easton is our non-binary icon, so essentially gender / how it works in this world things. Peach is I laughed. I think that's just like one moment when I wrote like I laughed, fuck. And deeper peach is quoted different, and you'd be like, they all look the same, maybe, but you know, that's a problem for colorblind me. Next up, I've got Life is Strange, Steph's story. In here, I was dabbing mostly just, I was not dabbing anything when it came to the plot. I started dabbing this with any mentions of characters from the video game. So any mention of Rachel, any mention of Chloe, Max, stuff like that. Any mentions of Arcadia Bay or Steph trivia, like anything about Steph. Why is the book so bent? Wow, even the book can't be straight. So I have here purple, to be honest, any Steph lore, mentions of Arcadia Bay or the crew. The pinks because my dumbass didn't realize I was using the wrong color sometimes. Honorable mentions, I chuckle at Steph just being gay. Blue is ran out of purple, but it also marks the exact first mention of Gabe, which I find extremely iconic, because I would have been using the purple once I got more purple, but there's a specific part where the character, because this is a character from video game, just hit different and was kind of personal. Ryan Lucan being the best man, having his priority about love straight. So yeah, that's that. Next up, I'm starting to, I don't have Belladonna to show you, which is the first book I wrote into. I have not written into these three. I have written into Belladonna, which I read before Steph's story, but then I read Six of Crows, which the amount of tabs started being much more unhinged. But in here, I started underlining things. Okay, actually, it was not underlining that much. That's news to me. Wow, maybe I should. Okay, I was only underlining things that I really liked, I think. So, for example, you won't be able to see. Can you see? So, I underlined, "Great is your God, Cass." He almost laughed at that. No, Inish. "Great bows to me. It is my servant and my lover. And what God do you serve then? Whichever will grant me good fortune. I don't think God's work that way. I don't think I care." So I underline, or I write things. So for example, I have here a passage that I didn't want to, you can't see because it's with pencil, but I essentially bracketed with like only top and bottom brackets. So these tiny little brackets so that I don't, so that I see that I'm in the whole passage. And for example, I wrote next to it, "God, a mastermind, I tell you." Or I underlined a line that said, "Gasbreaker, the great escape artist. How are you going to wriggle your way out of this one? Going out the same way I came in." And my annotation says, "The guttural needs to underline every time Breaker opens his mouth." Or I have here, I underlined, "I like it when men beg." And my annotation says, "She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment." I usually use like Twitter, Tumblr, or humor because that is my type of humor. I have here Taylor Swift lyrics. Or I have here, "He monologues so much and I eat that shit up." So yeah, him swinging his cane should not be this hot. And in honorable mentions, I have a very special annotation that I would dare to say is my favorite annotation of all time. I don't really doodle or do anything like that, even though I draw, but I don't really find anything to doodle. But there's one specific thing I did doodle, in fact. And it is too iconic. And I'm very proud of that annotation. Where is it? Where is it? I know it's a blue one. See, I remember. It's the side-eye monkey dog thing. That was just essentially my reaction, so I had to draw that. So yeah. And yeah, opening a random one. Yeah, I don't always write things, but I try. Okay, blood is blooding. And then sometimes, if I realize something, I might write that down, but not always. Okay, for example, oftentimes feel rather stressed because I feel like, oh, I'm tapping too much. It's looking awful, but in the end, it fills me with so much joy that I don't care. But this is 0.5, and I'm going to tell you it is quite impractical because you can't easily flip through the pages because it's so long. It doesn't drag so easily. So in here I have like more empty spots. I usually flick through the book in here, but I can't really do that in here because it just goes in chunks, and it's not that great. So then I was like, maybe I should change the length to this, which is 0.3. You see, yet again, obscene amount of tabs. With this length, you can easily do this and flick through and find any page. I would say it looks quite like the go-to length for the book tabs when it comes to like booktube girlies and stuff like that. Their books usually look like this, of course, not always with this amount, but yeah. However, I don't like it that much. I like the convenience, sure, that's a big pro. However, I think because in the end, I'm not gonna be just flicking through the book. I usually am going to either be rereading, and in that case, I don't care, or I'm just looking at the book. I like the tabs to be sticking out a bit more because I can see the colors of the tabs more. And if I'm already doing so much work when it comes to matching the tabs to the cover, I want to be able to see them more clearly. So I will go back and redo all of these. I redid them from 0.5 to try and do them 0.3, and I kept them so I can show you that this is much more practical, but I keep them at 0.5 or 0.4, and that's just the way that I do it, and I prefer the way it looks. It makes me happier. It does things to my brain. However, if the book is thin, I might, push it in a little more. So for example, Lie With Me, I believe this is 0.3. It might not look that way, but because it's so thin, it makes it a little cleaner. And with many books, one after another, as I was reading, I kept writing things in, like making the comments. I can show you some comments from my red, white, and royal blue copy. For example, okay, I underlined. Is this a spoiler? Don't listen, thank you. They stumble back into his hotel after 2 bottles of wine, and Henry sinks to his knees on the white marble and looks up at Alex with big blue bottomless eyes, and Alex doesn't know a word in any language to describe it. And my annotation says, I also do lose the ability to speak when baby girls with them baby blues stare at me. Okay, or I love how we went from I don't even like men for real to I want to lay in his arms and bite him like a chew toy. tabs, but I actually don't annotate, meaning write in it that much. Sometimes, very occasionally, but I just don't have anything to say really. So I just, yet again, have color coded my tabs so I know how I feel about a specific moment when I place that tab, so I don't really have the need to write down like, oh, this is so relatable, whatever, you know. So yeah, I hope that made sense. I don't tab just moments that I like, I tab moments that I dislike. If I feel like I will dislike certain things about the book, I will tab those as well. I might, in my keywords, is that the keyword, or yeah, the hint for the colors, I might use something like plot is plotting, but it doesn't always have to be like, oh, the plot is like being very convoluted and complex and whatever. It can just mean that something new is happening in the plot. Or if I write moment is momenting, it doesn't always have to mean, I know that saying is much more positive. It can also mean like, oh, this something is happening, there's a certain feeling within that scene or whatever. It's annotating is for you, you know. You annotate for yourself unless you plan on giving the book to someone. So use whatever color you want to, write whatever you want to. If it's messy and if you stop annotating in the middle of the book because you don't feel like doing it anymore, don't. If you feel like using just the same color, use just the same color. If you want to use a specific system of colors and use that for every book, be my guest. Annotating is for you and for your enjoyment. And trust me, start with just book tabs. You can easily take them off. That is something that I want to point out though. Certain tabs, they might have a stickier glue. You will see when you're taking off the tabs, you can see that they seem stronger. So I recommend placing them on the back of your hand once so that you kind of loosen the glue so that you don't tear out your text, because it could happen. So I also recommend taking the tabs off quite gently in case it will take off a little bit of the text. It has happened before with some tabs. I personally don't feel that bothered by it, but in case you would, keep that in mind. But otherwise, they're rather harmless and you can really remove them whenever you want to. And that's how I eased into, annotating, and it genuinely is a very fun process. You can try it out, and if you don't feel like doing it, just don't do it ever again. Remove the tabs, pretend you never did it, There's no harm in it. I enjoy it. It makes me very happy when I see it. I also am reading Crooked Kingdom, and you can see it again, an obscene amount of tabs. And yeah. For example, I underlined she's like a dessert hoarding dragon. And my annotation is, why did I imagine the dragon from Shrek, and why is that so Nina coded? I'm screaming. You see, a random thing. Okay. Or and you are all students of Sword, said Kaz, and my annotation is, yes, they all are. They all are getting degrees in STEM. S, solicitation. T, treason. E, embezzlement. M, murder. Yeah. Like these little things. And yeah, it's rather fun. It's fun when you go back, and I have not yet reread a book that I've annotated, but I'm genuinely very excited to go and do that one day, because when I even just flick through some of the books that I've annotated, I'm quite humorous, I have to say. It's